Sarah Sanders for this response to the Roseanne controversy.
The president's pointing to the hypocrisy in the media, saying that the most horrible things about this president, and nobody addresses it. Where was the apology for Kathy Griffin going on a profane rant against the president on The View after a photo showed her holding President Trump's decapitated head?
Okay. Griffin tweeting B with lots of asterisks. Do not come for me. I did not call you, and for F, lots of asterisks, sake. Take a cold reading class. Maybe you won't stumble so much.
Kathy Griffin is terrified of Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Griffin decided to threaten the White House press secretary yesterday, screaming a bizarre stream of expletives which included bitch, fuck, and don't you come for me. I didn't call you. Well, Sarah called Griffin's bluff and left her crying like a baby, annihilating her trashy career for good. Kathy Griffin's D-list comedy career careened into the toilet after she did that ill-advised photo shoot, holding up a representation of President Donald Trump's bloody severed head. It was truly a sick stunt that is now back in the news after Roseanne Barr's infamous tweet about Valerie Jarrett got her fired from ABC. Griffin's stunt is being compared to Barr's for one reason, namely, to compare the treatment of leftists versus conservatives. Griffin, at first, apologized reluctantly for the photo. But, recently, she took her apology back, while on ABC Shrew-Fest the viewers Joel S. Beher and the rest of the Harpers applauded wildly. Griffin said that she regrets apologizing to Trump, because it just made her part of the Trump woodchipper, which Michelle Wolf is in now, when all she wanted to do was make a statement about what a misogynist the president is. Asked later if she thinks the photo went too far, she said, "No, not now. Not when I see his policies. It's important," Griffin said. "The First Amendment is the First Amendment for a reason. It's the first one. And also, I mean, the thing is, this guy just is different." But, I guess that doesn't apply to Roseanne Barr. While not excusing her tweet, she doesn't excuse it either, but these liberals treat Kathy Griffin like a hero and Roseanne gets fired and vilified by the same Hollywood crowd. Now that was last month, as Griffin also accused Trump supporters of wearing Hillary Clinton t-shirts with her head decapitated. Well, that's just a lie. In fact, it's a bald-faced lie that Hillary herself spread. Even the Huffington Post had to admit they couldn't find these so-called t-shirts anywhere, even though the failed presidential candidates swore they were being sold and worn at the 2016 RNC convention. This is exactly how the leftist machine rolls. They spread lies and their useful idiot followers, like Kathy Griffin and the Harpers on The View, repeat those lies enough times, then boom, those lies now become facts to many Americans, who just aren't paying attention. Which brings us to White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Kathy Griffin and liberal women, in general, hate Sarah with a real violent vengeance. Really, they are terrified of the press secretary for one reason: she's a brawler, a street fighter who takes no prisoners as she takes on the leftist media daily, and defends the president so well that the haters are left in the dust. So, yesterday, the president weighed in on the Roseanne Barr debacle, tweeting, "Bob Iger of ABC called Valerie Jarrett to let her know that ABC does not tolerate comments like those made by Roseanne Barr. Gee, he never called President Donald J. Trump to apologize for the horrible statements made and said about me on ABC. Maybe I just didn't get the call." So, what happened next? During the daily White House press conference, the leftist media get in Sarah's face about the president's tweet. And Sarah Sanders was waiting for those losers to do just that. She launched into a rant excoriating all the Hollywood Trump haters, and she was masterful. The president's pointing to the hypocrisy in the media, saying the most horrible things about this president, and nobody addresses it, she said. Where was Bob Iger's apology to the White House staff for Jamel Hill calling the president and anyone associated with him a white supremacist, to Christians around the world for Joy Behar calling Christianity a mental illness? Where was the apology for Kathy Griffin going on a profane rant against the president on The View, after a photo showed her holding President Trump's decapitated head? She continued. Where was the apology from Bob Iger for ESPN hiring Keith Olbermann after his numerous expletive tweets, attacking Trump as an Nazi and even expanding Olbermann's role after that attack against the president's family? This is a double standard that the president is speaking about. No one is defending her comments. They're inappropriate, but that's point that he was making, she added. Sanders nailed it and left those leftist liars in the White House press corps speechless. Kathy Griffin was watching it too, and she became scared to death. You see, Griffin's disgusting PR stunt devastated what little career she had left. Now, just as Griffin's stunt was fading from the limelight, she goes on The View bragging about how tough she is. Kathy Griffin isn't sorry at all. No, Kathy Griffin is standing up and telling the president, fuck you. But, Kathy Griffin was playing it safe doing it on The View, which no Trump supporter is watching. Now, here's Sarah Sanders telling the world that Griffin went on a profane not sorry rant, and that she's proud as hell that she depicted the president's severed bloody head. In fact, she'd do it again. Griffin freaked out as Sanders exposed her non-apology rant. She took to Twitter and threatened Sarah, tweeting, "Bitch, do not come for me. I did not call you. And for fuck's sake, take a cold reading class, maybe you won't stumble so much." Poor Kathy Griffin, lashing out like a wounded animal who is cornered by a killer bear. Telling Sarah, "Bitch, do not come for me, I did not call you," is tantamount to a frightened snowflake screaming, "Get away from me, don't you talk about me, I'm freaking scared of your power." Yep, Griffin's left crying like a baby as she pretends to be the tough chick with this tweet. There's nothing tough about it. If Kathy Griffin is so tough, why not tell Sanders bring it on, you can't hurt me? Nope, Kathy Griffin is nothing to a real warrior like Sarah Sanders. The washed up D-list comedian can go crawl back under that rock she's been under for the last year, after our courageous press secretary just annihilated Griffin's dreams of any type of comeback tour. Sarah Sanders did come for Kathy Griffin, and her stupid tweet to Sanders is the last straw. It serves as Griffin's own obituary to her trashy show business career.
Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.